All right, YouTube, check it out. Jumping straight into this video, I got the blur blade in here. It's just like the blur guard, except it's just the blade. It's supposed to go from a 0 to a 2. So we're gonna open this up, put it on the clipper, and we're gonna try it out. But before we actually get further into this video, if you're new to the channel, do your boy a favor, subscribe one time for your boy. You know what I'm saying? Like the video, comment, share with some of your friends, all that good stuff. But let's go ahead and open this up and get into this video. All right, so check it out. So here is the blur. It don't come with no instructions. Here is the blur blade. Once again, I believe it's supposed to go from a 0 all the way to a 2. So it's just like the kind of like the Fat Master blade. The Fat Master blade goes from a 1A to a 2, so a little different. It's supposed to go a little shorter to longer, but we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see. So here it is, the blur blade, as y'all can see. Right there, boom, the blur blade. One thing, now this is just me. One thing that bothers me is I wish they would have put blur the opposite way. Like, you know what I'm saying? How you can see it this way. You know, I wish you could see it say blur this way, but you can't because it's upside down. But that's just me though. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the blur blade on my Stylecraft Rebel. Pretty easy to install. You just take off the screws that are on the tool and put these to the side, make sure I don't lose them. So we just take these screws out. Damn, them screws were in there pretty tough, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Take the top blade off, the steel blade, and then you just put the blur blade in place of the blade that you just had on there. So we're gonna put it on there, and then I'm gonna screw it back. And I mean, I guess you can zero gap it, but I think if you don't zero gap it, it makes it open up a little more. And I know they say on their website and on their Instagram to actually put a stretch lever on it, that way it can extend even more, but I'm not gonna put a stretch lever on here, at least not yet. I may, but we're gonna run it how it is. All right, but we got it on there. As you can see, we have the blur blade on the Stylecraft Rebel, as y'all can see. So it says the blur metal blade works from a 0 to a 2, depending on how you gap it. So I guess it just depends on how you decide to gap this, but we got it on there. We're gonna see exactly how far it opens up. We're gonna see basically what it's cutting with, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do a couple tests with this and we're gonna see, you know, what it does. So yeah, man, let's get it. All right, guys, so as y'all can see here, I did change the blur blade. I did decide to put it on my JRL Onyx, and the reason why I wanted to do that was, you know, on the Instagram, it said that this blade works better when you put it on a clipper that has a longer lever, and I know my JRL Onyx has a slightly longer lever than the Stylecraft the Rebels, so I decided to put it on my JRL Onyx. So this is the blur blade lever all the way open, and once again, it does say on their Instagram that it should open up to a 2. However, I did debulk the sides with a number 2 guard. So as you can see, it's not really blending into that 2 guard. It is leaving the line. So it lets me know that it's shorter than the number 2 guard. So I'm gonna stop right here and I'm gonna put my 1 guard lever open on my Babyliss FX1s. So this is my 1 guard lever open, just so y'all can compare the lengths. As you can see, it looks a little darker here when I'm taking my 1 guard lever open, but it's about the same. So that just leads me to believe that the blur guard is about the same as a 1 guard lever open, maybe a little shorter, you know what I'm saying? And that just lets me know, once again, that it's not quite a 2 guard how it says on their website or on their Instagram. However, a 2 blade, you know what I'm saying, the detachable blades, a 2 blade will probably be about this length, give or take, you know what I'm saying? I still feel that it cuts a little shorter than a 2 blade also, but that's just my opinion. As you can see here, I am going in with my 1.5 guard, cleaning up the top of this blend to blend into that 2, and then I'm gonna come back in later on with my blur blade and do some more detail work. But so that lets me know, this first time using this blade, it let me know that it doesn't really extend to a full number 2. You know what I'm saying? It may be a 2 blade, and in my honest opinion, I think it's a little shorter than a 2 blade, but you know what I'm saying, it does open up more than a half, and it does open up more than a one. So with that being said, you can speed up your cuts when using this blade. Me personally, I'm not sure if I'm going to continue to use it long term. I still actually do have it on my clipper, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use it long term. But as y'all can see here, I'm just going in and detailing the cut now, and what I'm going to be doing here is some down fading. So I went in with my blur blade lever open, and now it's halfway open, and I'm coming below where I went up with my blur blade all the way open. I hope I'm making some sense for y'all. But now I'm just gonna be closing my lever little by little and working my way down. And in a second, you will see me bought out the bottom of my client and do some detail work towards the bottom of this blend. But as y'all can see towards the top, you do see some darker areas, some discrepancies that I did have to go back in with my clipper, 1 guard open and then 1.5 guard, and you know, all that stuff to make the blend come together. Now, once again, I'm not saying that this blade doesn't perform well, because it does perform well, cuts well. Y'all see it's doing, you know, it's getting that hair down to that length. So it's not like it doesn't work. It's just, I'm just giving y'all my opinion and my thoughts of how it worked when I was using it on these haircuts. And I'm gonna show y'all here in a minute a couple other cuts also that I did with the blur blade, just so y'all can have more than just one reference point, you know what I'm saying? So now what I'm doing here is I'm balding out my client with my trimmers, and then I'm gonna go back in and basically just detail this blend, this bottom part of the blend a little bit, because as you can see, there is somewhat of a harsher line towards the top. And like I said earlier, I did go back in with my clippers and start to, you know, blend that out a little more. But as you can see here, we're taking the blur blade once again. My lever is open. I'm going with the grain, and I'm just taking all this down to that length. You know, he normally gets like a 1.5 with the grain, so that's kind of like what this is, but for whatever reason, I felt that it was leaving it a little longer on this cut, but we still got it done. I'm just showing y'all I'm just showing y'all again how this thing is working. And as you can see, we're taking all that down, and you will see me come in and start to blend this, you know, the taper section out also. And that's basically what I'm doing here. And I am going in with my lever all the way open. So once again, it's about a 1.5 guard, give or take. Or I'm sorry, a 1 guard lever open, give or take. So I'm just using this, adjusting it closed little by little, working my way down. And then I'm closing my guard, going with the grain to try to soften that line towards the top of this blend. And as you can see, once again, I had to revert back to some other clippers with my 1.5 guard lever closed to really blend that together, and then my 1 guard open, and then adjusting it also just to make that blend look a little blurrier. And that may be just because I'm more fluent with guards than I am with this blade, but the blade is good for detailing. You know, as you can see, I'm going back in and detailing the cut with the blur blade, and it's working good. You know what I'm saying? It works really good for detailing, but I'm not sure if it's something that I would continue to use in my system. And that's just me, you know what I'm saying? That's just what I feel. And here we are doing another taper. He has a 2 on the sides. So I set in my bald guideline, razored it out, and now I'm going in with my clipper with the blur blade on it all the way open, and I'm blending that section out. So as you can see, there is a pretty harsh line right there, so I'm gonna have to go back in with my 1.5 guard just to soften that line up and clean it up a little more. But once again, I just wanted to show y'all what the blade was doing. Yeah, man, that's basically it. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here, 1.5 guard, blending that section out, and then I'm gonna use my 1 guard lever open to really, you know, clean it up a little more. Now, once again, you can clean this up with the blur blade open. Use your corner, be really careful, because like I said, I honestly feel that it cuts a little shorter than my 1 guard lever open. Not much, but it does cut shorter. But once again, that can help you speed up your cuts if you want to. Me personally, like I said, I have my system in place, so I'm not sure that I'll really be changing my system up too much. You know, I just don't see myself using this long term, and that's just me. That's just me though. But all in all, man, y'all see it's working, and I'm gonna give y'all some insights of what I think about this here in a second. All right, guys, so as y'all seen in the video, your boy was putting to use the blur blade on the JRL Onyx. Once again, as y'all seen earlier in the video, I originally had it on my Stylecraft Rebel, but I decided to take it off because I was reading on their Instagram page that it said it works better with a stretch lever. So you know the JRL Onyx has a slight stretch lever. It's not the biggest stretch lever, obviously, you know what I'm saying, but it does stretch more than the traditional clippers. So that's why I wanted to throw it on my JRL Onyx to see, you know, maybe it could stretch a little more, maybe it could help me work a little faster, maybe help me work a little more efficiently. And I gotta say, man, it works, but it's not for me. That's just me personally, you know what I'm saying? I have my system set up. My system works well, you know what I'm saying? I like my system. My clients like my system. So me personally, I don't see myself changing it to using the blur blade. Now, some people may like it. Some people may want to be able to stretch into a 1.5. And I say 1.5, but I mean a 1 guard lever open because as y'all seen in the video, that's basically what this clipper with this blade was for me. You know what I'm saying? It was basically just a 1 guard lever open. And then yes, you can adjust it notch by notch and work your way down or setting your ball guideline with it closed and then open your lever and blend up into the 1 guard lever open. But it just felt like it was a little too tedious for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I like my system works. So I'm not sure if I'll keep this on here. I may. I will say that it does work really good when it comes to detailing. The great thing about detailing with this is you don't have to switch guards a lot. You know what I'm saying? That's my main reason why I like stretch levers is because you don't have to change guards a lot. So the fact that this does open up more, it opens up to a 1 guard lever open, I think that that's perfect for detailing. So I may keep it, may not. I don't know yet. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. You know, I'm not 100% sure if I'm gonna keep this or not. But if you are interested in purchasing the blur blade, as y'all can see here, I don't know if y'all can see it on the clipper, the blur blade, the metal blur guard, I don't know what they call it, but if you are interested in purchasing it, I will make sure to put the link down in my description so y'all can check that out. But with that being said, man, that's basically it for this video. If y'all like this video, please make sure to smash that like button. Also, if you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe one time for your boy. And that's basically it, YouTube. I appreciate y'all for watching. Until next time, let's go.